Do the hair tutorial, you just want to make sure that you're going to get the hair as high as you can get it. And you want to make sure you have a really good hairspray and just spray that all up. And then I like to use a teasing brush to really smooth the hair out. And you want to get this really smooth and make sure you get all those baby hairs up in there so it's nice and clean looking. Especially right here in the front. Really make sure that you have all those baby hairs pulled back. And keep the hair up high on top of their head. Okay, and then now you have all their hair up, and it's nice and high. Turn it off. Okay, so now you're going to take your bow, and you want to try to make sure that you're getting the hair tie under the hair tie that you already put in there, and this will keep the bow in there nice and secure so it doesn't fall out and it doesn't flop around. And then you want to take your bobby pins and bobby pin the bow down and make sure that it's nice and secure. I like to put one in at least on each side and overlap them like that. That will just kind of lock it in nice. Now your bow's in there nice and tight and good. And that is the basic way of how you want to do your hair. Now, if you got the hair extensions, or that's when you would go in and do your bun on the top and then put your hair piece in. If you did not get the hair piece, this is where you could go in and tease it. So I'm going to do that for you now to kind of show you how to tease the hair. A lot of people like to start at the front of the hair. I like to start at the back of the hair because then you can place the hair where you want it to fall instead of trying to fix it afterwards. So I like to start back here. Okay, we'll just have you turn a little bit. Yeah. There, that's good. Okay. Now you want to make sure that you're spraying each piece of hair to make sure it really is going to stay in good. And you want to tease right in here at the base. You don't want to tease at the top of the hair because then you're just going to get a ball of knotted hair at the top. You want to make sure that you're going in on the bottom. And you just lightly. You don't have to dig in there. You don't have to do anything crazy. You just want to go in there real light and tease up by the root. And then I like to kind of brush the ends out so it looks nice when it falls down. And you just keep going in there, and you're taking small pieces, not huge pieces. And you just keep brushing it down to the root like this, and that's where your volume is going to come from, and that's where your height's going to come from. You don't want the ends to look ratty. You just want it up here. And then you go in there and you just kind of separate it a little bit to poof it out like that. And you're just going to keep doing that for every piece. Until you get all the way to the top, and you're just going to keep going. And then you spread it out. And then you just keep going. You can pause, just turn it off. You don't need to film all of it. You know what I mean? Alright, so now that you're on your last piece, you want to still make sure that you do tease this piece. I know it's the top one and you want it to look nice, but you want to really make sure that you tease it or it's going to separate in the front. And you just want to... Now, you're going to go in and start combing the top. I always try to make the tease a little bigger than you actually want it, because so then that way when you go in and you start to comb it and you lose some of the tease, it'll end up where you wanted it. And you just go in there real light and just brush that top layer just to smooth it out. And I always kind of hold it as I'm brushing it so we don't ruin the tease underneath. Then you just want to make sure you go in there. I kind of hold it up when I spray it just to give it a little bit extra lift. And don't go in and use too much hairspray all at once, because if you make it too wet, it's going to fall. You can actually just use too much hairspray altogether and make the hair too heavy. But you do want to make sure that you also sprayed enough. So just make sure that you're giving it time to dry in between. And if you're going to tease it, you want to make sure that you're trying to get it up over the bow in the front here. You want to make sure it's a little bit higher and full in the back. And then here, just turn your head this way. You want to make sure that the ends are nice and brushed out. You don't want to tease down in here, because then that's when it starts to get that ratty look and it just kind of looks like a ball. So then that's how you're going to tease your hair. If you do not have a hair piece, or if you want to tease the hair, that is kind of how you want to do it. Just make sure that you're getting all these flyaways and that it's nice and clean around their hairline, and that you're using enough bobby pins to keep the bow in and enough hairspray to keep it to stay like that all day long.